To ensure the success of a digital transformation project within your organisation, the most critical thing to do is make sure you get your strategy right from the outset. Many businesses have been investing in digital transformation or digital technologies, or quite often digital tools, without having the strategy really nailed down, and that's not an ideal way of doing things. From a strategic perspective, there are 4 elements that you need to get right. Those elements are business strategy, or business objectives, so making sure you know why you're going into this, how you're going to measure it, and what are you hoping to achieve. Your brand objectives, so how is your brand, how is this, I suppose, all of these digital touch points going to be an expression of your brand, because they are in the end, and they need to work together seamlessly. And then your customer experience, and this is the point, this is an area that many businesses have been missing out, which is how is your customer going to experience your brand through all of these digital touch points? How do they tie together? How do you build loyalty? How do you build customer knowledge on the way through? And how do you design feedback loops to make sure that you're continually improving it? Spending time in this area is absolutely critically important. And then finally, it's the technology part. It's the tools, the techniques that you need to make this customer experience come alive. This is the only stage where you'd actually pull in anybody who is, I suppose, a technologist, and that's really making sure that you've got your infrastructure right. Getting these 4 areas working together is absolutely critical to designing a comprehensive digital strategy, and ensuring that you're not investing in the latest tool or the latest fad, and then sort of a few years later wondering what happened to that investment. These steps will ensure that you're actually designing the correct kind of digital strategy for your organisation. Then you need to start thinking about the change management process, and from that perspective, obviously internal leadership is critical. Making sure that everybody in your organisation knows that you're behind it. When the leadership is behind it, that the leadership is taking this very seriously, and that it's really where the company's heading, is absolutely critical. Making sure you're investing in people, investing in the training around it, and kind of setting almost unreasonable expectations of the outcomes. The reason behind this is you signal to your organisation that this is the way that we do business now. It's not just a small experiment. We are now going through this digital transformation to create a new way of doing business, and we're expecting a lot out of it. So start to have slightly unrealistic expectations is a good thing. But the most critical thing is, as I said earlier, really is putting the customer at the centre of your digital strategy. The customer might be an internal customer, it might be an external customer, but the customer needs to be right at the very, very centre of how you design your strategy. If you go down kind of the traditional value path where the idea is at one end and the customer is at the other, it'll break down almost immediately. So make sure the customer is the thing, I suppose, that ties the whole strategy together. Otherwise, you're really going to be, I suppose, just designing a traditional process in a digital way, and that's yet again that's a way of I suppose wasting money or wasting time on the way through. So the critical things: get those 4 elements together and make sure your customer is at the centre.